Hi. I'm Mr. Pibb. Most of my videos are humorous in nature, but I'd like to talk about a more serious topic. I'd like to talk about how the angry black woman stereotype is used against Normani, the only black member of Fifth Harmony, because it illustrates a broader issue in the United States and other Western countries. Surprisingly, in this day and age, there are still many young people who subscribe to the racist beliefs of their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Most harmonizers are white or Hispanics who identify more closely with white people than they do with other minorities, such as African Americans. Lauren and Camila have broader appeal to fan bases in mostly white countries due to their lighter skin and European features. Lauren is Caucasian or mostly Caucasian. She is a white Hispanic or white Latina. Many people do not understand that Hispanic and Latino are not races. They are ethnic groups. They cover all people with origins in Spanish-speaking countries. Latin American countries have people of all races. Zoe Saldana, Carmelo Anthony, Lala Anthony and Celia Cruz are examples of black Hispanics. Christina Aguilera, Camren Diaz, Bella Thorne, and Lauren Jauregui are examples of white Hispanics. There are many mixed-race Hispanics or Latinos. Mestizos, which are people who are mixed with European and Native American, are the largest mixed-race group in Latin America. George Lopez, Camila's father, and Ali Brooke are examples of mestizos. People often mistaken Lauren and Camila for being non-Hispanic white people, especially Lauren. Without knowing Lauren's last name, many people would not assume that she is Hispanic. That means that Lauren is treated just like every other white person. That means that she has white privilege. Some have speculated that the popularity of the Camrenship is a hidden way to give the most attention to the white Latina and white passing Latina of the group while having an excuse to ignore the darker skin members. Lauren and Normani have very similar personalities and have practically admitted it in an interview. That is probably why those two are so close. However, Lauren is more aggressive in the way she says things. Despite this, Lauren mostly gets praise when she says or does something that some would perceive as being rude or mean. When Normani does something that can be perceived as rude, even though it usually is not as bad as something Lauren has said, she receives a lot of hate from non-black harmonizers and some self-hating black harmonizers. It becomes apparent that Lauren gets a pass due to her white skin, straighter hair, and green eyes while Normani gets hate due to her dark brown skin. There is a stereotype that explains this phenomenon. It is called the angry black woman stereotype. It is a stereotype that paints all or most black women as having a bad attitude and being angry all the time. Normani and Lauren are known for having resting faces that naturally look like they are mad or annoyed about something. However, Normani gets accused the most for making mean faces about something another member has said even after people explain that her face looks like that most of the time. In an interview where Camila is talking about her admiration of Taylor Swift, it appears that Normani is making a mean face. But, it also appears that Ali and Dinah are making similar faces. Nevertheless, on websites such as the special education forum called ATRL, Normani was berated for having a bad attitude and being jealous while most of the special ed members ignored Ali and Dinah's faces. I would also like to explain a sociological phenomenon that is related to this topic. It is called the missing white woman syndrome. When white women and girls, especially if they are blonde, go missing or are murdered, they receive much more coverage in the media than other genders and races. That is because most people in the United States are white and care more about hearing the stories of missing or murdered white females. White females are treated as damsels in distress while the plight of minority women is minimized. All of this is related to Fifth Harmony because Camila is usually seen as a victim whenever there is drama or perceived drama among the group or fandom. Harmonizers have a tendency to overemphasize any hate Camila receives. On the other hand, people regularly say racist things about Normani, but many harmonizers claim to either have never seen those things or rarely see them. Normani, herself, has said that she receives a lot of hate for being the only black member in the group in her Clean and Clear commercial and an interview in Spain. Despite this, harmonizers tend to minimize the racism Normani has to face. I think most rational people would agree that racist comments are more serious than criticism of singing, dancing, making a solo song, and making racist jokes on Twitter, but a lot of harmonizers are not rational people. They are unaware of their deep-seated racism that influences how they treat Normani. Most will not go as far as saying racial slurs, but they will express their racism by ignoring her as if she doesn't matter. Normani is a beautiful, talented woman who is sweet to her fans. There is no logical reason for why she is the least followed member on social media and usually has the lowest number of views on her YouTube videos. The best explanation for this, considering how many times she's been called the N-word, other racial slurs, and has been insulted for her dark skin, is that racist fans do not care about the only black woman in the group. It is sad, but it is reality. Thank you for watching. I hope this video will at least educate a few people and make them aware of their biases. It is never too late to change.